All right, guys, this is DJ Wolf. Wanted to talk about right quick couple of things. Let me get started with the obvious. Trump, aka 45, aka 46 minus 1, aka fraud in chief, aka dump, made a statement. It don't really surprise me. It's one of many stupid statements he said. And the one statement he said was, and I quote, "Vaccination or no vaccination, we must get back." Now, it's a little of a double-edged sword to me, because on one hand, I kind of do agree that at some point we do need to get back. But, and here's the big but. But, he needs to understand that this is a serious health crisis in our country like we've never seen before. And he needs to really take accountability, or take into accountability, that there are people out here that are still suffering from that. And there are people out here that haven't been tested. There are millions of Americans out here that have not been tested for this. Okay? That's just a fact. Do we plan on testing people who may be coming from overseas over here? Are we going to be testing illegal immigrants that come across the border if they're allowed? You know, there's been no talking in it. You know? Here's the other thing. And I may do it. No, I'll talk about it. Larry Hogan, who was a ride or die type of person when it came to trying to do something about the coronavirus in the state of Maryland, decided recently that this past weekend they were going to open up most of Maryland except for 3 counties that suffered the most. But everywhere else in Maryland is open for business. With some limitations, of course. But the ones that are still suffering are the ones that they're giving the least help to. That's Montgomery County, well, mainly PG County, and Baltimore County. The stay-at-home place orders are still in effect for all 3 counties, because all 3 counties have the combined number of, well, not combined, but they all have the highest number of cases in the state. But PG County has the highest, and then not only in the entire state, in the entire DMV. Okay? There has been no plans to test people, or even offering tests, or even offering free tests, which is what they should be doing. They want to charge. I know somebody personally had to pay $100, almost $200 to get a test. Those tests should be free to anybody that wants it. And I'm going to say specifically people who have not only medical conditions, but potential medical conditions. You know, or somebody may need to go to a doctor just for routine checkup should be allowed to get a test. That I'll say. But you shouldn't be charging anybody for those tests. You shouldn't be. This is of a national crisis. This is something that should have been funded for people to get for testing for people by the government. Right off the bat. Instead, they take trillions of dollars, and you know they're going to take a bunch of that money and pork barrel spending. I know. I just got a gut feeling that that's what's happening with a lot of that money, and we're going to be paying for it. Yet we can't get free testing. Makes no sense to me. You know, in other words, if there's nothing wrong with you, and I was told that personally by a hospital staff person from my HMO. Okay, I mean from my healthcare provider. Yeah. So in other words, if you don't have it's showing, unless you show any sign of symptoms, they're not gonna fuck with you. They're not gonna test you at all. They don't care. They don't care. Which makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. Because it's already been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, including people I know personally, that you can have the symptoms and not have the sign of the symptoms. You can have no shot, show any sign of the symptoms and have it. But yet, you can't get a test unless you're actually sick. That's the dumbest thing ever. And we're talking about a disease that actually has killed people. That's affected more people than any other known disease in damn near the history of man. Worldwide, other than the plague that happened in 1918. And yet, Trump has said, vaccine or no vaccine, we must get back to work. That I can kind of understand, but he's not actually talking about, and he keeps saying, he keeps saying, well, at some point it's going to just disappear. You know, I'm at a point now, I dread talking about him. And you know, Larry Hogan lately has been kind of like, and many people have said that recently. Even I've heard bad family members say the same thing. He's kind of like backpedaling on some stuff that he promised he was going to do. Now, you know, ever since he had to talk with Trump, he kind of like backslide. You know, I thought he was riding down when it came for the entire county. And what I don't understand is this stupid slogan that there's, because I'm saying it's stupid. And here's why I'm going to say it's stupid. We've been hearing this slogan for months about we're all in this together. Apparently we're not. You know, because you've never even heard Trump say that. We're all in this together. No, the fuck we're not. Excuse my French. We're not all in this together. If we were all in this together, believe me, the entire state of Maryland would either be open or closed. If we were all in this together, they would make sure that all of the counties around Maryland would be secure in terms of everyone getting tests or anybody that wants a test. So that's a lie. If you hear anybody say we're all in this together, that statement is a false narrative. And yes, I said it because it's facts. Because the truth of it is, if we were all in this together, why the hell are some areas are able to open and other areas are closed, but there's no assistance with trying to help those areas rectify the issue that they're dealing with? I wouldn't want to have everything fully open until everybody until everybody was able to safely. And then I heard reports. I heard a news report, and I heard a report from a reliable, very reliable source. In Alexandria, people just walking around, jogging and talking, and caravan, whatever you call it, like it's never happened. Right in Alexandria, I heard a news report about it. You know, on top of that, where I'm headed to right now, matter of fact, and it makes no sense, you know. And guess what? Northern Virginia is still in the stay at home rule, but people are walking around because they said that most of Virginia is going to be open again, except for Northern Virginia, which is in this part of the DMV. These people walk around like, oh, I guess they must mean us too. No, they don't. You know, their rules are a little more lax than they are in my neck of the woods, because in my part of Maryland, it's still stay at home. In that part of Virginia, it's stay at home, but we still got some places open. You know, so it's just a whole ball of confusion, man, so to speak. And it's ridiculous when they talk about we're all in this together bullshit, because we're not. If we were all in this together, we would make sure that everyone would be able to get tested if they needed to get tested, even if they showed no signs of symptoms. You know? But I got feelings what happened. They're going to try to quarantine areas. You know, and they're doing it now, really. PG, Montgomery County, Baltimore County are quarantined from the rest of the state. Everybody else in the state gets to open up. That's not being all in this together. You know, there was somebody from the Trump administration yesterday on the. I was watching a video from it this past weekend, or this weekend, talking about certain people with the comorbidities, you know, with heart disease and all that, are the ones that are having the problem. Nobody else is. And that's a misnomer. That's actually a lie. Because there are a number of white people who are healthy that have had this issue. So that's a lie. That's a complete misnomer. You're trying to say that black folks have it and get it like that because they're known for having it, or they're known for having these conditions even within their family history. Whereas white people don't have that. Don't have that risk. That's why you see so many white people out here with no mask on, because they don't have a reason to fear anything about it, because Trump is telling you lies about the fact that it only affects black people. No, that's a lie. There are white people who have the same type of medical conditions that black people have, but they're saying we're more susceptible to it. See, it's a trick to mislead people in this country, to make certain people in this country, make them think, they ain't got nothing to worry about. You know, that's the trick to get people back to work. And by the same respect, those very white people who in areas with black people who wear masks, they like to fuck with them. I've been in a situation where a guy, like, I'm in the store trying to make a purchase, guy stand 3 feet by me, and I got no mask, he don't. He wasn't even supposed to go to the store without the mask, but he got away with it. You know? It just really pissed me off. Really pissed me off. Oh, boy. You know, so I try to keep dealing with what I'm dealing with, man, but people are crazy out here, man. You know, I was watching a show, Accused, Guilty or Innocent, and I can't believe, my wife and I watched it last night, and I still cannot believe this was one of the craziest trials I have ever witnessed in my life. There was this young girl, 23 years old, right? She was a mother too. She lived with her grandmother and grandfather. I don't know if she still lived with them at the time, but she was raised by her grandmother and grandfather when she was 6, when her mom had went to jail for a crime. And in 2009, at the age of 13, she allegedly had committed or was involved in the murder of a 68-year-old man, right? And he was duct taped. They said it was the duct tape around his face that smothered him to death, that killed him. Asphyxiation. 10 years later, they charged this woman with murder, or like a manslaughter type of murder. And here's the weird part about it: there was no witnesses that said she was involved with that, or saw her do anything, or come out the house. No one saw her. There were no fingerprints on her, of hers, anywhere in the house, except for on the tape that she allegedly used. Her grandmother was the last person that saw the man alive. And the young girl actually did do the robbery because he was robbed. It was a brother that did it. Right? And her grandmother's by weed from. Yet the woman, the 23-year-old woman, was accused of actually doing the murder. And they convicted her to 60 years of jail because her hands was on or purse was on tape. But there's no witnesses, and there's no other fingerprints of her or footprints of her anywhere on that scene. That makes no sense to me. And she repeatedly said throughout this whole program that she was never involved with that. She didn't even know anything about the guy. But her grandmother did. She said, there's a woman said she had no association with this guy at all. But her grandmother did. And her grandmother, first thing she said when the DA came in to talk to her, like, she said out the back, I ain't did nothing. She automatically said that. Yet, when the DA was talking to her, the DA never accused her of being in it. I thought that was a little strange. But her grandfather might have been the one that got her thrown on the bus, because they asked about the tape, and he said, yeah, he used to throw. She was coming to the garage because I guess he was. I think he was like a handyman. He worked for the guy. He had once worked for the guy, and he used to throw the tape around to her when she was young. He said that, and they turned around and convicted her. I'm still trying to figure out why. No one's talking about this, by the way. I'm going to try looking into this. This is crazy. You know, they just convicted her on the fact that her fingerprints was on the tape. And the girl repeatedly said she had nothing to do with it. She maintained her story. And she still got convicted anyway. And I'm like, this is complete bullshit. You know. But it goes to show you how us, as African Americans, can be locked into something that we had no part of. Regardless of what we say, or regardless of what we did or did not do. You know, you've had cases of young men out here being wrongly convicted of a rape, and they never even touched a woman. Never touched a woman. It happens all the time. You know? It's guilt. In other words, the case with us is always, almost 9 out of 10 times, guilty before proven innocent. They've always done it to us. And yet you got guys like Trump who convicted themselves, or who've done stuff that people allowed him to do and got away with it above the law. And he don't even go to trial. He don't even go to court. You know? This is ridiculous, man. And y'all wonder why African American people are the way they are. You shouldn't wonder about that. Look at our history for 400 years. How no matter what we've ever done, if one person do it, you convict the entire race. Y'all have always done that. I'm sick of this bullshit about we're all in this together. If we were all in this together, we would be all in this together. But we're not. That is a complete lie. Obama last night did this graduation ceremony thing. That thing was so lame. I saw something of it. I wouldn't even watch it. My wife taped it. She was going to watch it. I was like, I don't want to watch that crap. I don't want to see it at all. I want nothing to do with it, period. You know? And I'm just frustrated, man. As a African American male and a man, of course. I am a African American man. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of being who I am. But I'm sick of bullshit. I'm sick of it. The past 2 years, I've dealt with more bullshit than you can shake a stick at. I am not kidding. I dealt with a lot of it. A whole lot. More than I ever wanted to deal with before. And it's getting on my nerves. But y'all don't expect us to talk about how wrong people are when they do dirt. You want to just gloss over it. You know? There was a story, it was a YouTube video I saw about a week or two ago, where this white woman was harassing this black family, or a biracial family, my understanding, because they were walking in the park with their baby. I'm like, huh? She literally harassed them about walking in a public area. This is the thing about white people, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm not necessarily a hater of people per se. I just hate the fact that y'all people been doing this for 400 years with impunity, and you still think that you're righteously indoctrinated to just do what the fuck you want to do, or say what you want to say to people. Like, it doesn't matter. It does matter. You know? Sick of this. You know, you feel emboldened to just do and say what the fuck y'all want to say about anything to do with us at all. And y'all keep doing stupid shit on a daily basis. And y'all keep walking away with murder on it, literally. And as soon as we say something, we're wrong. I'm just sick of the whole mess with that. I'm just sick of it. It's like you make up the laws to adjust to your sensibilities. And we have to get along with what y'all bullshit was about. That's what I'm sick of. I'm absolutely sick and tired of it. I really am. And as long as I got this channel and I got a voice to talk about it on this channel, I'm going to keep talking about it. Because I'm sick of y'all bullshit. I am absolutely sick of it. You got a quote-unquote president y'all put in office. Your president. Who doesn't give a damn about people in this country. Because if we were quote-unquote all in this together, he'd be about it. He ain't. If we were all in this together, we wouldn't have to deal with racism on a daily basis in this country. If we were all in this together, Mr. Arbery would have never been shot to death. But y'all talking about he was struggling with the gun. See, that's the media put that bullshit out there. Talking about, boy, he was struggling with the gun. In other words, they don't say the gun was pointed at him with two men that had shotguns who were ready to who was trying to accost him. They don't say it like that. They dress it up and say, "Oh, next thing you know, Mr. McCullough, who it was that approached him, got out the truck, and Mr. Arbery grabbed the gun." No, the truth was, Mr. McCullough, whatever his name is, approached Mr. Arbery with a shotgun and had words with him. Mr. Arbery felt threatened and grabbed the gun because the guy was going to kill him. Their intention was to hunt and kill him. That's why he did that. And I know in my heart that he didn't just grab a gun just for the sake of grabbing a gun. Because he didn't have a gun. The only way anybody with common sense will grab somebody's gun is that the guy threatened to kill him. There's no doubt about that. Why would you approach him otherwise? They claimed that there were a series of break-ins in their neighborhood. There were no proof of that. They said the police didn't have any documentation on any break-ins in that neighborhood. That was a lie. That was an absolute 100% made-up, bull-faced lie. But yet, we're all in this together. We ain't never all been in it. We have never, in 400 plus years, have ever all been in this together. That's a motherfucking lie, and y'all all know it. And yeah, I said it. We have never all been in this together. Biggest and greatest lie ever told. Beyond question. We all in this together. Get the fuck out of here. Telling that goddamn lie. We're all in this together. No, we're not. That's bullshit. We ain't been all in this together about nothing. Look open. Okay. I got mad. I don't care. We're all in this together, my ass. Fuck out of here. Nothing makes me more sick than that old blatant ass lie. I'm gonna walk right now. We're all in this together, my ass. Fuck out of here. If this incident wasn't so serious, I'd laugh at that statement. I would. But let's be honest. This bullshit, there's no laugh at it. I got more to say about another broadcast. This is DJ Wolf for DJ Wolf Live. I'm out. Stay safe.